Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Shy Rosalind. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Um, I'm finally adjusting to my new medication. And on my health and wellness channel, way back, or maybe it was the chemo trap, the chemo journey. But I talked about the alkaline diet, basically no sugar, no carbs, or as very little carbs as possible, and protein, protein, protein. Well, guess what? The only way to relieve the discomfort from the medication, protein, protein, protein. It took a while to figure it out, especially during Thanksgiving week, where, of course, there's a lot of food. Well, guess what? I am eating egg whites in the morning. Lunch is fairly normal, but no carbs. And dinner, absolutely no carbs. And no sweetener in my tea. I'm now drinking my Earl Grey tea straight black. Not even the agave. And I had to give up my oatmeal. I can't have that. And the discomfort's kind of gone. And yeah, I still have an issue here or there. My neuropathy in my feet it's a little worse. And my skin on my feet, I'm getting blisters on my feet for no reason. But other than that, I've pretty much adjusted to the medications. So, but I'll talk more about that on my health and wellness playlist. I'll do a full video on that. I'm coming here today regarding the church sector, which has now been renamed the church beef sector. As most of you all who might watch or follow, there's been a big uproar over a voice recording, which may or may not have happened. Content creators are going back and forth. Some content creators were sponsored, for lack of a better word, by Bishop Bernard Jordan. They went to Orlando. They had a seminar, however you want to call it, and the goal was to come back and kind of blog in a different way, talk about other subjects, that kind of thing. Well, that lasted a couple of weeks, and then here comes Thanos, because of course he's threatened to sue anybody that uses his name, so I call him Thanos. Comes in, and he starts in about voice recordings regarding Bishop Jordan, and which caused another uproar because apparently he sent out an email to certain people, and some people didn't. They just held it. They didn't talk about it because it was a little, in their opinion, it was a little sketchy. Some people kind of sat on it for a little bit and then decided to go for it and just put the information that they had out there. And my boy St. James ended up getting into a little hot water with the pastor because he named the pastor. The pastor basically lambasted him and said, "You don't have proof that I did the recording, blah, blah, blah." So, and that was just this past week. And St. James, to his credit, he did a retraction and an apology. Some other content creators decided to jump on that and give St. James a hard time. I mean, it's been this whole week, especially this weekend, has been back and forth, back and forth. Who knew what when? And so the only one that seems to have kind of truly gone in a slightly different direction, and I say slightly because he kind of talked about it a little bit as well, is King Jives. Now, I'm not a subscriber, I just occasionally watch his show. And he seems, from the shows that I've seen, he seems to be moving towards like political activism stuff. Um, he's based out of Florida, and Lord knows Florida got issues. So he's been talking about that more. And then Sean Talks. She's back and forth a little bit, but she's kind of moving into different topics. She had a show the other day about menopause. So she's kind of trying to branch out into more stuff. So, and St. James too. He's been trying to introduce different topics as well, but he got caught up in this, and they call it audio gate now. So he got caught up in the whole mess of it. So, I as a member of the audience, I don't have any stake in this back and forth stuff. I am speaking simply as somebody who is a casual watcher. Well, not so casual, but as a casual watcher and an occasional documentarian of what's going on. And I do flowcharts basically of what's going on and who the players are, and I do that on occasion. If I feel like it, I'll do it. And that's on my YouTube Street Guide playlist. However, this time around, I'm not doing a flowchart. This has become so messy. And I have no legal training, but I can see people coming this close to getting sued. And we all know what happened with Tasha K and Cardi B. So, folks ain't putting up with it no more. And what used to be a relatively pleasant experience, and it still is for the most part, at least for me as the audience member, it still is a pleasant experience, but this folks are not seeing that they're being used. That's basically the bottom line. They're not seeing it. They're not seeing that that they're being used. And the best way to sum it up is this. You have two supervillains. Yes, I do comic book references. Sorry. You have two supervillains. You have Thanos. And then you have now Doctor Doom. And Thanos is Larry Reed, because he's pretty much got the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's attempting to take out half the world basically. He's trying to do the Thanos snap. And then you have Doctor Doom, until I can figure out another villain that fits, but you have Bernard Jordan, who's Doctor Doom. I'm sorry. And he is angry with Thanos. And between the two of them, the content creators are getting caught in the middle, fighting amongst each other. And pointing at each other, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? It's hurtful because there's so many other topics that are church related that could be discussed. and nobody's touching them because everyone's concerned about Thanos and Doctor Doom. The tinfoil hat theory is that Doctor Doom and Thanos are basically at war. So that's not my theory, but I saw it floating around. They're basically at war with each other because one is upset at how the other person treated them, and they they're basically using certain content creators to get out what their narrative is. Thanos created a members only on his YouTube channel, not Patreon, but a members only on his YouTube channel, and he's talking about stuff. I'm not going to say what he's talking about, obviously. Then, everybody, and then that's the other thing. Everybody's jumping into their members only to discuss stuff, knowing full well that other content creators are paying. This blows my mind. People are willing to pay $4.99, $9.99, $12.99 a month for however months they want, just to get information that's not public from a content creator that they don't like. So they're just basically passing money around to each other. And that seems to be the in thing for these content creators to do now. They talk a certain amount public, and then you want to know more? Gotta join my members only. You gotta pay for it. Way back, I think it was last year, maybe I said it. I said that this is going to turn into a money grab, and I see it. It's turning into a money grab. I'm just a member of the audience. I don't have a big channel, and church sector is not my sector. I'm a bead artist. I make jewelry. That's my main show. It's called Bead and Chat. And yes, I'll talk about certain things that are going on in the YouTube streets while I make a project that I offer in my shop for people to purchase. And it also gives people a chance to see how I do things, so that if they want to buy something, they know it's truly handmade. That's my main thing. This church sector stuff was just an aside for me, just to keep my mind off my cancer fight and my caregiving issues, and just something to get a little, I think it's dopamine running through my brain, so that I can, fall asleep at night. I fall asleep to Mad Church Disease, St. James Show. Miss Cruz is my favorite so far, I have to say. Not St. James, love you to death, but Miss Cruz has become my favorite because she is speaking as someone like me. We just in the audience. We're just talking about what's going on. But it's just something that I can listen to and then fall asleep at night. Wake up in the morning, catch the replay, just to keep me entertained and keep my mind off what I'm going through in my life. And this whole thing has turned into, it's a money grab on all sides. It's a character assassinations on all sides, and the church sector is now being referred to as the church beef sector. It's gotten that bad. I'm disappointed that people are falling. They're being used by two. Like I said, two supervillains are using people to try and character assassinate each other. And they're making us as the audience pay them monthly just to get the tea. Now, there's nothing wrong with a little gossip, okay, let's get the tea, haha, kiki. You know, it's life. There's gossip all over the place. If there wasn't gossip, we wouldn't have Extra, we wouldn't have People Magazine, you know. But this is a little intense. I mean, I have never seen so many lives in one weekend. And I've been on YouTube a while. Not as long as some people, but a while. And I've never seen so many back-to-back lives from different people within 24 hours. Maybe 48. Y'all need to start moving on. Find another topic to talk about. Leave Thanos and Doctor Doom alone. I mean, if you still want to, you're still working with Doctor Doom, and he's still putting, you want to do a collaboration, and the information might be useful to your members. That's you. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. But stop talking about Thanos. Stop talking about AudioGate. Just stop. I mean, yes, it does generate a lot of clicks and views, and some of you who are monetized are getting money off of it. But is it really worth it? As for me, just as a member of the audience, now I have to sit down and think, okay, which memberships am I going to use my credit card for? Which channels do I enjoy enough to pay $4.99, $9.99? I know there's one content creator who charges $19.99 for his members only. There ain't no way in hell you get me to pay $19.99. Nope. That's way above and beyond my budget. I'm not doing it. But really? Now, like I said, now I have to look at my budget and I have to think, like, okay, do I really want to pay this person monthly anymore? Is it really worth it? Because if this is all they're going to talk about, and this is all the back and forth, and this is what it's going to be for the next 6 months, I think I'll put my money someplace else. I have to think about that. I'm not monetized. I don't have money to pass around to other content creators, and they pass it back to me in the form of super chats and stuff. I can't get into that whirlpool. I can't do that. But I'm going to support who I feel is worth supporting. And, I may have to take a step back and go, yo, man, you talking about the same thing over and over again. I'm out. And I know I'm not the only member of the audience who's starting to think that way. I can't be. I can't be the only person who's starting to think like, why am I paying money for this? So, those are my thoughts as a member of the audience. Like I said, likes are free, sharing is caring. Respectful comments and questions are always welcome. And if you do choose to subscribe to my channel, thank you. I appreciate all my subscribers. So, yeah. Those are my 2.5 cents. Take from it what you like or what you will. And in the meantime, I'm going to get my day started. I hope everyone has a productive Monday. And I'll catch you on the next one. Next one will probably be Beat in Chat. I posted a picture yesterday. I'm making a couple of Christmas ornaments, which will probably be in the shop. Or if you see them and you like them and you want to, send me a cash app and I'll mail them to you, you can do that. Just reach out to me, throw a comment. I'm on Instagram as well, and you can find me under my shop, Pon's Edge Designs, if you're interested. So that's it for now, y'all. Peace, and I'll catch you on the next one.